hold on. It's Friday. It's Friday. It's Friday. And you know what that means. We're gonna watch some scary videos. I ain't really got too much to say. Scratch that. I do got something to say. So we doing another OnlyFans horror story, right? I tend to like these. And the last one I did numbers. I ain't gonna lie. This is kind of like a marathon. This video gonna be grab your popcorn, your juice, your chips, whatever you eat. This video is gonna be long. I'm telling you, it's gonna be long.
Stop the cap.
We're gonna watch OnlyFans horror story by True Horror Shorts. Let me check. All right, this video is by Horror Shorts Party, and it's True OnlyFans horror story, animated, obviously. I like Horror Shorts Party. I watched some of their videos before. They real good at what they do. The animations is nice. I think the last OnlyFans horror story video I made was made by Horror Shorts Party, I believe. So we back with another one. I ain't really got too much to say. You know what I'm saying? I hope you ain't scared for real. You don't get scared easy, cause I don't. We finna get right into it though. Just give me a second. Okay.
I was in my early 20s and was unfortunately unemployed. The stress of not having a job while living with the obligation of having student loans, in addition to the monthly payments for my student housing, always weighed heavy on my shoulders. I was a student majoring within the medical field, so it was always inevitable that the majority of my time was delegated to schoolwork and applying for jobs online, as I was living off the funds I made from my last retail job. The quality of my life at this time was both extremely stressful and depressing, as I would literally live off eating crackers and cheap instant noodle packs. I would even go as far as to sleep hungry sometimes, just to save every last dollar possible to help pay for my rent and school funds. I remember staying up late one night, as I had a biology exam coming up within a few days. I could recall being overwhelmed from the monotonous material I was drilling into my head, when I heard a loud knock on my door. Sarah? Sarah, can you answer the door? It's Charlie. Hello? I know you're in there.
Who is this?
I heard you watching TV 5 minutes ago.
Yes? What do you want, Charlie?
I need to talk to you. Can you please answer the door? Hey, Sarah. You know your rent is due, right?
I'll get it to you by tomorrow. I've just been a little flustered with school.
Don't worry. You can give it to me tomorrow.
Thank you so much, Charlie. You're a lifesaver.
To make it easier on you, I do take other forms of payment, you know.
I'm good. I'll just pay you tomorrow.
What's wrong, Sarah? I'm just trying to help a pretty little girl like you out. Don't you want my help? Don't worry. It'll only take 5 minutes tops. We'll act like nothing ever happened. Imagine not having to worry of paying a single bill again, Sarah, for just a measly 5 minutes of your time. Did I ever tell you that you look just as beautiful as my daughter?
What?
I said I'm good.
That is not okay to say. That is nasty as hell. He said you look just as beautiful as my daughter while sexualizing her. Nick, it's crazy that people is really like that. And that shit wicked. That nigga nasty as hell. What
You better pay me tomorrow, you little brat, or else you can get the hell out of my property. I've always had unsettling vibes from my landlord the day I moved in here, but unfortunately couldn't really do much, as the housing market for students around the area were either occupied or way over my budget. As busy as I was with school, I was always a social butterfly at heart, and had a pretty decent following on my social media. I unfortunately didn't make any money online, but I did have about a couple hundred fans in my DMs and comment section, asking if I had an OnlyFans. I, of course, didn't own one, as I was always hesitant in encountering weirdos within the online world. I really didn't want to run into the risk of being recognized by any school colleagues or relatives for that matter, considering the internet was a large place where anything could be shared or screen recorded nowadays. At the time that this occurred, I was extremely eager to make any form of income without having to deal with the hassle of working a regular job, which is why I ultimately decided to sign up for an OnlyFans account. I decided to take a couple of provocative selfies of myself while wearing some outfits that I thought would be appealing to the rather large male audience I had accumulated through my years on social media. I even went as far to take self-portraits of myself in bed, using a professional camera I had owned from a while ago. I remember uploading the catalog of images on my profile while promoting it on my Instagram story, just to see if there was going to be any first-time buyers willing to see the other side of me. I made sure to hide the stories from my close relatives, especially my mother, as I didn't want them knowing I wanted to explore the mature side of myself, and that I wasn't solely depending on making a living using OnlyFans. I can recall it not even being 5 minutes yet, when I noticed a notification on OnlyFans. I then refreshed my homepage, only to see that I got my first paid subscriber. If I had to be honest, I was quite thrilled at the notion that anyone would be interested in me, or should I say my looks. I remember the user then sending a message saying, "Hey beautiful, happy to be your first..."
Look at the username. Pervy Sage. It's so lame for that, bro.
OnlyFans sub. I typed.
Thank you. Let me know if you'd like to see more.
The user then playfully requested for several provocative pictures of myself wearing lingerie. I felt a little uncomfortable hearing such a request, but I knew in the back of my head that this was going to take some getting used to, especially if I wanted to pursue a potential career on OnlyFans. Regardless of who this person was, I decided to take the requested pictures in front of a mirror using my cell phone.
Lead an animated life. Get your degree online from the Los Angeles Film School. Learn the latest tools and techniques needed to work on everything from animated films and television series to video games.
I then uploaded the images onto my laptop and charged the man a lump sum of $50 per photo. The man then responded, "I want to be your one and only customer forever." I obviously found this a bit alarming, but casually brushed it off by telling the user I was going to go study and that I was going to catch him later. I then made my way to the kitchen to make some instant noodles, while resuming the dreadful exam preparation I had procrastinated on since the beginning of the day. I remember studying for at least a good 2 hours straight before calling it a night. I then headed back to my bedroom, only to notice my laptop was still open, and wanted to see if there was any further activity with my OnlyFans account. That's when I saw at least 100 unread messages coming from the same user that I had interacted with earlier. The messages varied from things like, "Where are you?" to, "Hello? I've been waiting for you for hours now," to really aggressive messages like, "Answer me, ho." This left me completely
That nigga sound like a pimp. Nigga say, "Answer me, huh?"
dumbfounded, as the user then seemed apologetic towards the end of the messages, as if he suffered from bipolar disorder. I honestly contemplated on blocking this guy, but as I scrolled through the messages, I noticed one of them offering to pay me $100 if I sent a video of myself crying on camera. I couldn't tell if this guy was joking or if it was some sort of sick f*** of his, but I decided to oblige as I really needed the money. I began to screen record a video of myself using my webcam and began to force myself to cry by thinking of sad things like the death of my grandmother or the divorce of my parents and how my dad left my mom hanging to be a deadbeat dad. I eventually stopped the filming and sent the video to the user for a price tag of $100. About 5 seconds later, the user immediately sends another odd request, as if he disregarded my last video and was craving for more. The message read,
It's really people out here like this. Like, you gotta understand this. You have to understand this.
"Can you stick your finger down your throat and vomit in a bucket? I'll pay you another $100.
What the hell? What a freaking weirdo.
This seemed extremely off-putting, but I felt as if I was obliged to do so, considering I was an extremely broke student and needed any kind of funds I could get my hands on. I decided to grab a large bowl from my kitchen cabinet while contemplating my conscious decision to do such a thing. As I sat in front of my laptop, I held the bowl with one hand and stuck my index finger down my throat with the other, while simultaneously trying to regurgitate the instant noodles I had just eaten. I then sent the user the video with a price tag of $100. Again, the user instantly replies in a matter of seconds with another odd request. His message read, "Cut a handful of your hair off using a knife, and I'll pay you $200. I felt pretty hesitant at first, but as I digested the odd request, I thought it would be an easy $200, considering how I always wanted to get a haircut anyway. I responded with a stern, sure, BRB, as I went into the kitchen to grab a knife from one of the kitchen drawers. As I stared into the reflection of the blade, I began second-guessing myself, as the thought of sadistically tearing my hair off with a blade seemed very inhumane. I unfortunately allowed my stupidity to completely overcloud my judgment, as I ended up biting on a piece of cloth while raising my hair with one hand, and then slowly cutting it off with the knife on my other hand. I remember trying my best not to make too much noise from my repugnant decisions, as the sheer distress from the back and forth carving of my hair left my scalp throbbing in an excruciating manner. I then shouted,
There's your stupid video, you sick freak! You happy now? Huh? Huh?
as I gestured a hand of my detached hair. That's when the user immediately responds with another sadistic request, saying, "Now, cut your finger off for another $200. I immediately dismissed the user using profanities and vulgar language, basically telling him to go F himself, as I simultaneously block his account. I then went into the washroom and began to sit in the bathtub to reflect on my bizarre decisions and what possessed me to do such a thing. I could then hear my phone vibrating on the bathroom sink several times from the notifications set on my phone. As I got out of the shower, I checked my phone, only to see the notifications were from a user with the same profile name on Instagram. I could tell that the user was obviously a stalker, as he had no followers, but was following at least a couple hundred others. I then opened the user's messages, only to see screenshots and video footage of what transpired within our OnlyFans interaction. As I scrolled up, I noticed a lengthy message from the user asking me to bring a knife to an undisclosed location if I didn't want him to send this to anyone else, almost like I was getting taunted and blackmailed at the same time. I ended up accepting the user's messages and replying with a firm,
I'm gonna sue you if you don't delete those images and videos.
He then responds with an image of my mother's Instagram and says, "Is this your mom's Instagram?"
You dirty dog. You dirty dog. That nigga ain't shit.
I then reply with,
What the f? Don't do it! I'm begging you!
"Go to the park now."
Okay, fine, you win. I'm leaving right now, you freak!
That's when I tucked the knife underneath the band of my leggings and began to walk towards the park. I then text the user for further instructions as I surveyed my surroundings of the park, only to see a homeless-looking individual laying on a bench. That's when I get another text from the user saying, "Since you didn't want to cut your finger off, cut his, and I'll leave you alone." I then pulled out the knife and began to approach the homeless man, as I could see he was completely passed out drunk from the empty alcohol bottle laying next to the bench he was sleeping on. As I cautiously approached the man, I began to elevate his pinky in midair with one hand while raising the knife with my other hand. I then swung the knife in one quick motion. That's when I ran back towards the main road as the man screamed in agony. I eventually made it back to my place and began panting in distress and exhaustion without making it obvious to the other individuals in the household that I had initially stepped out. I then abruptly got a call on my cell phone. I was a little hesitant to answer the phone, considering I had not given out any personal information to the user, As I pull out my phone, I can see that the call was surprisingly coming from my mom. I answered the phone and said,
Hello? What the hell is wrong with you, Sarah? Why would you do that? Why? Have you freaking lost your damn mind? You're all over the damn internet!
He leaked them anyways. That nigga is just sick, bro. He is sick. He leaked them anyway. That's a cold-blooded motherfucker, bro. I ain't even gonna cap. Alright, so I came to a different conclusion, right? Seeing how this is, I think it's 4 stories in one. What I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna watch, I watched one already. This one is gonna go up. Nah, I timestamped where I left off. So, I can continue this. You know what I'm saying? But, I'm gonna only continue it if I see that this one got a certain amount of like views and support. You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, if you want to see the rest of this video, or you want me to react to the rest of this video, then you know what you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? You know what you gotta do. You know, I ain't got a specific goal on mine, but I know what I'd be okay with and what I wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, this is made by Horror Shorts Party. Y'all go check them out on their channel. I'll be sure to put their link in the description if you wanted to go check out their channel and stuff. But yeah, this was, I'm speechless. Nigga, I don't even know what to say. That dude devious. Evil motherfucker. Pure evil. He made her cut a homeless man finger off. Almost like I cut my finger off. I'm sorry you had to see that. I'm sorry. And still leaked her videos and stuff on the internet. Evil motherfucker. I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one, bro.